Sounds like Alex bought us some more time. We gotta find a way to take out that sniper.
Yeah. I'm on the wrong end of a carnival game, Mother.
That radio. Oz, you distract him with it, or I'll tell you head up to the hills, take him out.
Wait, hold on. Shouldn't it be me to take care of the sniper? I know those hills better than anyone.
Oh, and I faced the animal squad, and I know how they fight.
Y'all can play Rochambeau for it. I'm gonna go get Alex.
Hey, ready on me.
Go to the engine with Z-Rec. In case they attack it, Javi, will you please stay?
Okay, I'll stay put.
Hey, panelists, welcome back to the show. I'm Mark.
And I'm Becky.
And this is Panels to Pixels podcast.
This is a spoiler-full podcast about Snowpiercer Season 4, Episode 9, Dominant Traits.
And the synopsis for this particular episode, Becky?
Alex sabotages the track switch computer and, with Layton's help, escapes to Town Hall. Till gets the drop on Ace and uses his sniper rifle to save Layton and Alex from Rat. Melanie reveals the identity of Alex's biological father.
Oh my God.
That...
Now, everybody, this is the official synopsis from AMC Plus that I took because I like to try to do this as proper as possible. Like when I do it Netflix with the Umbrella Academy, when we do Sandman Cast, everything when it comes to that stuff. So that was literally straight from AMC Plus. So yeah, let's talk about that reveal of Alex's biological daddy.
First thing I'll say about that is poor Alex with her crappy father figures.
Wilford.
Right. I almost would have rathered it been Wilford. I feel like they were just, it's like, I don't know if you ever saw Mean Girls, and it's the girl that's like, stop trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah.
You've said that. I feel like that's Nima. Stop trying to make Nima happen. So, I mean, it's okay. I was surprised, very surprised when she said it.
Well, to get it out there, who is the daddy?
Nima.
Okay.
Is baby daddy. And I guess back in the day, he was cool and not crazy trying to freeze the world and gas everyone. So she thought, hey, be the father of my child. And that didn't work out well.
A daughter of a genius, or two geniuses, I should say, at this point. But the thing is that it's like, oh, man. Wow. You had to have the long-haired, crazy, freaky, diggy kind of dude as your daddy.
Yeah.
But it shows her smarts, but she has her mother's gumption and attitude, just like we love within the character, which is why we get Alex as who she is. And that's really what I enjoy about it. I'm thinking way back, and a lot of people are not going to remember the show. It's a show from the 70s, and I'm forgetting the initial title, but it was something 2099, and it was a space movie show, and all those in the 70s would know it and remember it, but it just reminded of how freaky deaky it is. So if you remember the actual full title, let me know and remember, because I'm going off the top of my head. But but it is so wild that we get this in this episode. It's like, we get the baby daddy.
Yeah, I was surprised when that came out. And I liked after Alex. I mean, it was more of a distraction, but when she went to talk to him and he's talking about, with the name of the episode, Dominant Traits, And she comes back to Melanie and she's like, yeah, not my dad.
Hey, honestly, a lot of kids could be like, no, he didn't raise me. I might have his genetics, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
100%.
I'm not him. And that's the whole point. And she proves that throughout this episode, if you think about it,
Yep.
of her actions. And that's what I truly do enjoy about the particular episode is the fact that a lot of people go against what they normally do and are like, look at Ruth, look at Till, look at Leighton. And, Leighton shows his strength in people. Till showing her strength and her love for people. And you got Alex and knowing how to manipulate people.
Right.
I don't know if that's from Melanie though, but I could be wrong.
I think that might be a little Wilford magic, stepdad magic.
Stepdaddy.
So yeah, that was the big moment of the whole episode.
Spoilers, everybody.
Yeah. By the way, we said spoiler full.
Yeah, it is spoiler full.
I did like Nima's intro, and I really enjoyed the way they ended it with, he's going on to talk about why he's doing what he's doing and saving the world. And he's like, hopefully we won't need Snowpiercer, 879 cars long. I loved that. They switched it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a good way to segue into the episode.
I really did enjoy the fact that we do see Melanie wake up in the very beginning. I thought that was great. We get Jennifer Connelly back. Yay!
I need to be happy.
Yeah, and I her being on screen and just her portraying and exactly the characters that I do enjoy that she does. Her getting the note from Nima and showing his admiration for her with the little montage of everything that has been going on since she was out of it during that time. Because honestly, Melanie's been away and it was like, oh, she's off screen death, everybody. No, she's not. She's not. She's here. And now she's being told exactly what has transpired during her absence. And I really did enjoy that. And everyone scrambling in New Eden at this point. I'm reading my notes, so if I sound a little off, everybody. Scrambling in New Eden. And they're scrambling and to get things ready because they know there's an imminent attack at this point. But Nima's thoughts about getting the Great Thaw moving along is like his main focus.
And he doesn't want to hear.
He doesn't want to hear Melanie in his ear or anybody else. And he's controlling all the soldiers at that point that are no longer part of the Admiral because the Admiral's gone. And now Nima's in control.
He's doing anything he can to justify. It's one of those situations where you are trying to talk someone into something.
Yeah.
But you end up, it sounds more like you're trying to talk yourself into it, and that's what he sounded like to me in this episode. And he was doing whatever he could to justify, despite someone telling him, someone he knows is smart and has seen data and whatnot. He's like, I don't care, I got to do this.
He's focused is what it is. And that's the whole problem, is that when you have somebody who's self-centered and focused, almost like a dictator, like the Admiral himself, almost like Wilford at some point, even though he was more manipulative. He was more the typical politician. I hate using politics in this and everybody, but it sounded to me that Wilford was always the more politician, whereas with the Admiral, he's more of a dictator, more than anything. And just to give some sort of perspective of the two characters and my viewpoints. But Yeah, it's like now with Nima is almost becoming a dictator himself in some respects, because he's determined to make the right thing go. It's like, I hate saying it, almost like Hitler, but I have to make this has to happen.
Yeah.
It's like, and then it doesn't matter who gets killed or who gets hurt, or including his troops at this point.
Right.
He's ready to sacrifice all these people to get his point across, to get the world to thaw. But will it work is the question. And on top of that, the people want to survive on their own merit. And that's the whole problem, is that there's this whole conflict of interest and there's no negotiation. It's like Leighton and Nima against each other, and Melanie's stuck being the diplomat in between, along with Alex, as well as everybody else in New Eden. And they're all trying, and it's like I said, it's just a lot of friction that's going on between these two worlds. And one is more opposing because they have the brutality and force, because they have what they need as far as like a locomotive to come right in and to do what they need. And it sucks.
I do like that. I laughed at Nima, and it's been a theme throughout the show. Wilford did it a few episodes before, but it's like, okay, that these two ladies are against everything that you're standing for at this moment, but you're going to let them go off on this train by themselves without a guard. And I'm like, what do you think they're going to do? Is he that dumb that he genuinely believes that they're going to do everything that he says without a fight? And I liked Melanie not at one point backing down and offering a solution, the quote unquote solution, to get them into New Eden and save the people, as many people in New Eden as they can, but also doing her own thing to kind of an FU to Nima.
Yeah. It's a struggle is what it is, and that's what's going on. And I feel it so badly. I just keep looking at Nima and going, where does he remind me of? Who does he remind me of? All right, you Battlestar Galactica fans, do you remember Baltar? Do you? Because no,
or
anybody.
You just asking in general.
In general,
I don't know if I'm supposed to answer this.
All right, we had two actors that played them. One in the original series, which was John Colicos, and he did it so he was very manipulative with the Cylons and everything, right? Kind of like with the Admiral, and then he took over at certain points. So I'm seeing like kind of like a systematic thing within show tropes and things of that nature. And he gives me that Baltar like kind of character. He's doing it for the right reasons, but using the wrong purposes to get there, and not showing any reason with anybody else. He just wants to keep his focus there. That is kind of divergent from what the original opposing force was that he took over from. Very much like James Callis as well in the newer version of Battlestar Galactica too, as well. But yeah, I get that feeling. It's like, oh, I took over now, so I'm going to get my feeling of what should be now of the new world. But I'm going to do it at my own reins and my own feeling. Right. It sucks. And it's like, and there's no reasoning within it. They lost all humanity at this point, except for the people for New Eden. Leighton is ready to talk. Melanie wants everybody to talk, but you got one other person that doesn't want to talk, and Leighton, like we said before in previous episodes, he lost his way because he was only solely focused on getting his daughter back. He's got his daughter back, but right now it's just like, I'm trying to save whatever's left of this community and try to create this world. But we have this guy who's only focused on one thing and his only thing, and he can't be reasoned with. And that's where we're at with the soldiers at this point. And then we get that awesome, crazy fight in New Eden with the troops. I don't know if you liked it, but I liked the action and interaction that was going on within it.
There are some moments within it in that I liked, but I think overall it really dragged on way too long.
It did. I do agree.
You know, I really liked the whole Till and Oz thing. And they're trying to decide who's going to go take out the sniper. And Leighton's like, okay, y'all, while y'all play Rochambeau, which is rock, scissors, paper, I'm going to go do this. I thought there was some very good comedy mixed in with the fights. And then, Javi kept running off and Leighton's like, would you please stay put?
No, that's not gonna happen. Not with Javi.
And it turns out in the end it's a good thing Javi didn't stay put.
Exactly.
But I thought, and I really loved getting to see like those aerial views of New Eden and to see exactly how they use the cars to build that town and to connect those cars. It was we've gotten glimpses of it, but I really liked getting the opportunity to see all of New Eden and how it all came together. I thought that was a great.
Yeah, the overall image gave me that feeling of like a Mad Max and sort of like, if you all remember the Road Warrior, where they had the whole gas. They were trying to protect the gas station or the gas mines or the gas itself. It literally they put boundaries, and that's how they did it with the cars and tracks. And I thought that was amazing, and it works out for the community. I to me, it's something to marvel at. I'm gonna look for a screenshot. Maybe I'll use that for a podcast. Image. We'll go from there. I gotta go really deep diving, everybody. So you make a Mark do a lot of work.
Love it.
Anyhow, Nima's little bloody bomb for making the world warmer is something that I have in my notes. It looked like a nuke to me.
It does. I think that was intentional.
Yeah, I really hated that scene, but it's one of those things that gave me senses of like, I don't know if you remember the Manhattan Project that came out in the mid 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kind of reminded me of that. And it was in that movie was out in 1986. And it's one of my favorite films because where else would you get a lonely high school nerd who creates a nuclear bomb and brings it to a science fair
right
in the middle of Manhattan? But that's how it looked to me. And I'm like, oh my God, look at that thing. Oh, but I had to revel and be reminded of that. And it's like, it made me admire the movie more. And maybe I'll do it on Adrenaline Cinema in the near future if people are interested in coming on and having fun talking about that movie, because there's certain movies that are out there that a lot of people forget, and not to me to plug the other podcast, everybody. It's just me thinking out loud, but it just reminded me of that because I grew up with that film. Honestly, I was a freshman in high school when that movie came out, but I'm showing my age. Anyhow, the thing was, it just reminded me of that and how it's infancy of like such a bomb to do that. Now, it's and then Nima planning this whole nonsense, and it could easily backfire on him completely at a certain point. But Leighton and the crew are working against that at this point.
I think that the whole, because they took their time showing him assembling the core and getting it all put together, and I think it was kind of meant to make you think about war and destruction, and how there's always someone behind the scenes who's thinking what they're doing is the right thing to do, but it's actually wrong. And I think we were supposed to look at that and think ominous, scary thoughts, because it doesn't look like something that's going to save the world. It looks like something we've all come to know as destruction.
Yeah. Looking through my notes just to figure out where to go to next. Do you have anything in particular that you had?
I'd like to talk about Alex having that moment with Leighton when she's talking about Wilford. I wrote awkward.
It is.
And then when he tells her, he passed away, and that, he did it to himself. I think her name's Rowan, the actress.
Yes.
Did such a phenomenal job again, going through such a broad, spectrum of emotion, because that was her father figure. That was her mentor.
Yes. Yeah.
But she knows he's a horrible person. And, it's a very complicated relationship. And she showed through her reaction to his passing a lot of complicated emotions. And I really like that scene.
Yeah.
It's like she just wasn't sure how to feel about him being gone. And she really, unfortunately, because of everything going on, doesn't really have the time to process it.
Yeah. It's one of those scenes where the true emotions come out from the actor based upon the character, and that situation that really puts focus in on how tense the scene is. And I really did enjoy that.
Also, I like that we get the call back to why the bombs were there. I know I spent the first 7 episodes fussing about why those bombs are there. Now I know. But I really like that they did use that as a plot point, because it gave us more amazing Javi, figuring out the channel that they used, and then not being able to, how angry the soldier was when he, Nima's all like, do it. And the soldier's hitting the button and nothing's happening. And it's just kind of like a happy hobby moment. So I like that they referenced those, and that it gave Javi another chance to shine.
Yeah, the dead switch moment, as I like to call it.
No, it's a very good way to think of it.
It's like, it's a dummy switch. It's a dummy switch. Yeah, he cut the lines, you idiot. You didn't got nothing on us. We got somebody who's crazier than you. And he's not so crazy anymore.
No, he's so cool, little Javi.
Good. Thank God for Javi. That's all I say.
Seriously.
Yeah. Man.
Josie, her flashbacks. I'm glad she got a little bit of time this episode, and when we get to quotes, I've got a part of a conversation with her and Ruth that I found amazing, and I'll share that then. But her flashbacks, and then when she looks out the window and sees Dr. Hedwood, I know I say it all the time, but if looks could kill, Hedwood would be so dead right now.
Yeah. I think I know what scene you're talking about? He's the Russian guy.
Oh, Boki.
Beky, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I did not get the name, and I'm like killing myself about that. So yeah, there was a whole scene with Josie and Beky at a certain
Yeah,
point
that
that
was
I really
sweet.
did enjoy.
Yeah.
That's in my notes. I just couldn't get his name right, and I was like, "What the hell?" It's like,
That guy.
and then you listeners are going, Mark, don't you remember people? No, I don't. There's some people. It's like I just love that guy, the Russian crazy guy.
But you know, that's everybody knows who you're talking about, so it works.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like I want to get the name right. You know,
That's why you have me.
I know. That's why I have a lot of people actually. People talk sense into Mark because he does pay attention, but he doesn't write things down 100%. So bear with me. But that's why I have great fellow podcasters like Becky with me.
You're so thanks, man.
But yeah, I have to say the same thing. You know, there's a lot of things that happen within that. You know, you have Alex's turmoil during the episode itself, which I did enjoy, but it shows her true colors and what she lived and loved for within it, and that's, you know, to me that meant more than anything to me. Um, the fact that, you know, Melanie refuses to help Nima destroy the world, and Nima finishes taking the mask off and turns full military oppressor, like we already spoke about. And he gives Melanie the option of either help him take Big Alice back, or he will bury the whole town of New
Mm-hmm.
Eden. And you know, so much for, you know, few sacrifices. You know, and then as far as we know, this is half of humanity right here, as we know it. And then we get Melanie, you know, trying to appeal to the humanity of Nima, which honestly,
It's
no,
not there.
it's not there. He's not there. Those are the elements that I took away from the episode itself. And, you know, it doesn't stop there at that point. You know, the fact that he wants to dump chemicals into the ocean and crap and stuff like that. Yeah,
I
because
liked
that's what
I liked
happened before.
having Melanie and Nima's insanity pulling Melanie and Alex together,
Mhm.
getting a chance to see, because for the majority of the series they were apart, one train or another, and
Alex
we
and Melanie, yeah,
yeah, we didn't get, I'm sorry, I switched gears on you a little bit. But we didn't get a chance to see them
that mother
together. And
daughter
yeah.
camaraderie.
And
Yes,
it's that's been a joy, and I look forward to, I know we've
we
only
only
got one
got that in
episode
like little
left.
snippets throughout the series. If you think about it, I think it would happen within the past 2 seasons. We only got that in snippets, and it sucks because you could see how they're related, how they both think, how they think alike, and you know, mother and daughter, but they can't work together at times. It's just like, okay, they're opposing opinions, and that's the whole thing. And then I think that's what makes it work out in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that's what works out in the end at the end of the season, everybody, because we have one more episode.
That one more.
So
That's on my in the show. I got a few points, but anything else, anything that happened, any moments you want to talk about?
well, finally, the fact that Snowpiercer arrives.
Yeah.
It just goes over the track switch like it was nothing.
Yeah.
So much
And
for that whole plan that they had in place, and you know, you get a bunch of soldiers that gets off the train to defend, and Leighton and the others just make their move and just take out everybody at that point.
they're realizing they don't have bullets. That was
Yeah, the soldiers did not have
Yeah,
bullets that
they're
were
like,
coming
"Hey."
off. They're like, hey, the Ikluka bullets from Heather's. They are fake. No, actually they are fake to them because there are none. They're blanks if you think about it.
Yeah,
And then they get
that
their
was a
asses handed to them at that point.
yeah. That was
And until taking advantage and shows up right on time during that time too. It was pretty cool. And then of course they make it on board the train, and Zonima, ever the snake in the grass that he is, orders his soldiers to blow up the hill and bury the town. It doesn't work because of the Harvey, the fake click. They cut the lines. So, and while the man who froze the world screams out in anger, as we all know, Melanie and Alex escape, and
yeah, they're just gone when he turns around. He's like, oh, rats foiled again.
yeah, rats. It's something out of like a cartoon. Everybody.
It was.
Oh, but yeah, that's literally how they leave us off at that point, which is like kind of a cliffhanger. But honestly, we only have one episode left, and I'm hoping that we get in the first quarter of the episode how it ends, and then after that how life moves on and continues, because that's what this is going to be. Happily ever after.
So.
I think, or how the world is able to survive regardless. For all we know, maybe Nima launched those other rockets in other places in the world, and next thing you know, global warming happens.
I'm like, dang it, here we go again.
It's like, gosh, golly gee darn it. Oh, wait, is that a whale?
Yeah, I hope they give us a glimpse into the future to see.
It would be nice to have like all right, I know a lot of people hate this movie, but I'll bring it up. Passengers. Remember that movie Passengers?
Mm-mm.
With we never saw Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, where they get trapped on the thing. They're going to like I don't know. It takes like 100 years to get there, but they sign their life away, and the ship, even though they're in stasis, and they only can wake up at that time when they show up to the Earth or the new planet to revolutionize it and make it prosper for growth. And then Chris Pratt wakes up Jennifer Lawrence and does all this stuff. It makes me think of that. It's like they fast forward to that point in the movie Passengers, and I'm sure those of you who are haters are going to be like, Mark, we hate that movie. Why do you like that movie? I don't know. I liked it. But nonetheless, they were alive for X amount of years, and they lived on that ship while everybody else slept. And they had children. They had whatever. Guess what? At the very end, they shoot forward to the end where they show the whole ship full of growth of plant life, vegetation, farms, and everything. All the robots working, everything working for them. And those who wake up going, what is all this? This is supposed to be a ship. And they leave a message stating that they lived a happy, full life and everything else. I'm looking for that for this at the end of Snowpiercer, where Leighton, or let's say Leighton's daughter, recounts.
That's what I want to see.
It's kind of what we would want from The Walking Dead if Judith were at the very end stating, this is the end. This is what my father had created. This is his story. Very much like from the comic from The Walking Dead. But in this case, with this, I didn't read the comic. Did you guys read the trade paperback? I didn't read the whole damn thing. So, but I'm looking forward to what we get from the show. But these are my hopes and my dreams. And don't break that and all the glass and make me fall in the sewer with the rest of the trash. But not to rhyme and sound like an overkill song from Hello from the Gutter. But anyhow, this is my little heaven, not my little hell, is the fact that we actually get literally that, a reflection that everything that they have done has prospered, and they created community and a world, and it's grown, and we get green.
Yeah.
We don't get ice. We get green. We get farmland. We get animals. We get
water.
Yes.
Sun.
And families, society at this point. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for hopefulness. And that's literally what I want to see at the very end of this show.
Yeah.
Because we've suffered for so long, everybody. 4 seasons. We already went from the tail end. And we need to get to the front end where it's all nice and privileged.
Well, that's one of my final points is I love that they're bringing it back full circle. It started on Snowpiercer.
Yes.
It will end on Snowpiercer. And Melanie's comment to Leighton when she's telling him storm the train and he's like, I don't know. And she's like, you did it once, you can do it again. And if we don't get to hear him scream one train in this season finale or series finale, I'm gonna be extremely sad. But I like that they're ending it the way it began, and I'm very, very excited to see how that all plays out.
Same here. I'm looking forward to it as well. Like I said, the show started off as dark and dismal, but hopeful. And my whole feeling at the very end of this particular series is that they end it with positivity.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need negativity anymore, everybody.
No.
If you want negativity, go to the movie with Ed Harris, Chris Evans, and everybody else. But that was an interesting take on the actual trade paperback that came out years ago. And it's a French trade paperback. So I highly recommend it. And if you want links, you let me know. And I will put them in the show notes.
Awesome.
Or message us. And I will let you know. That all lies in feedback. Anyhow, so we're going to move on to quotes. I only have one quote, but I'm sure Miss Becky has a few.
I don't know what you're talking about. No.
You go ahead. You're going to have the most.
Okay. First one, like the conversation that Josie and Ruth had, and Josie's talking to Ruth and she says, sometimes I just feel like people around here want to minimize the amount they've suffered. We should be using it as a measure. And Ruth says, for what? And Josie says, for the harm that we inflict back. She is fired up and she's going to go down swinging. And I hope Josie gets a happy ending because she deserves it. But
yeah, she does.
The next one, actually, I only have 2. The next one is Javi talking about moving the bomb, and Leighton asked him to move it, and Javi says that didn't go so well last time, but I did learn a bit from almost blowing up.
Yeah, he did.
I like that. It was a good delivery. So I really those were mine.
Awesome. Well, I only have one. Everybody.
I only had 2.
Yeah. She only had 2. Usually she has more. Everybody. Me, I'd probably come up like maybe 1 or 2. No, I only got 1 this time. And I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to state it out flat out. And this is Josie to Beky, because Becky clarified who it was. The Russian guy. He has a heavy Russian accent. Josie saying, that's all right. Being immune to pain makes you stronger. And Beky saying, no, it's not true. Pain is important. Tells us something is wrong. And Josie's like, I still feel it. It just feels different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a good takeaway. and that shows the character and both characters and how they feel. And it's like a learning experience from both. But yeah, I really did enjoy that. So yeah. But I have no additional notes, no quotes. So we can move on to podcast recommendations. Anybody? Becky, do you have any?
Just the usual. The new episode of The Walking Dead, Cast of Us, came out today, and it was really good. It had Lucy and Peter was the guest on it. And they're about to switch to Daryl Dixon coverage, and they're doing a recap of season 1. And I think they're asking for feedback on what we want to see happen in the next season. And then I started spending most of my time listening to Interview with the Vampire Lestat.
Another podcast.
For Adrenaline Cinema.
Wait. You've been listening to our own coverage?
No. The book. Anne Rice's book.
Oh, okay.
The Vampire Lestat. I'm calling it my homework for Adrenaline Cinema, and it's amazing.
Oh, okay. So she's doing the audiobook, everybody, to prep for when we come back with Adrenaline Cinema podcast for season 3 of Interview with the Vampire, which is gonna solely revolve around the Vampire Lestat.
And I'll wait to see who they cast and how it's good.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I look forward to when that does come out and we cover it. But yeah, it's pretty cool that you getting into the audiobooks. I highly recommend it to listeners out there as well. If you're following along with Adrenaline Cinema podcast, as well as with Podcastica, because that was a collaborative podcast with both Podcastica and Parkour Entertainment / Adrenaline Cinema podcast. When we covered Interview with the Vampire, we will be back when that 3rd season does come back. So please be there with us when we do it. We will also be back with Mayfair Witches for season 1 review or bashing, depending on what you think about it. I still have yet to jump into it, everybody, because I got a lot of homework.
You haven't done your binge?
I haven't done my binge yet. I had a lot of work. I had a lot of training for work the past week. Got through that. Now I actually have like a solid 3 days to myself that I actually could do and get some cleaning up to do, because my place was turned upside down because I had to put a rack in here, do all this training for what I do for my job, which I kind of vaguely tell you it's home theater installations and stuff like that. But I had to redo some stuff so I could relearn my job or keep my job or whatever it is. Anyhow, but my place was literally pretty much me almost tripping over things for a while. Now things are a little bit cleaner. I'm trying to keep it that way, so I'm going to be cleaning. And guess what will I have in the background? Mayfair Witches. And I'll be watching it going, huh? What's going on? Oh. Wow. Well, I do love Alexandra Daddario. She's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. There's some good casting.
There's a lot of pretty people in that show, I can tell you that.
But
I don't know about the story, but I'll catch it on occasion and it'll be like, okay, well, I caught that part of it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into a discussion about that. I would highly recommend also to talk about podcastica.com. Kirk Manley and Jason Capassi also did that on House Podcastica for the Marvel TV cast. And they covered Deadpool and Wolverine finally. And it only took a couple of months. It will be out eventually. I would say give it another month. And then Deadpool Wolverine will be available for your digital download to purchase or to rent or what have you. and you could watch it then if you haven't watched it already. But they do give their review of it, and they gave pretty much the same accolades that I myself gave the movie itself when Rob, Adam Gonzalez, and Frank Rodriguez and myself did for Pounds to Pixels podcast here live. And if you didn't catch that, go to YouTube or go back to the previous podcast, and you can check it out and listen to your for yourself if you've already seen it. We had fun. A little bit of it was slightly bashing, but we had fun with it. And Rob pointing me out, going, "Yeah, you didn't want that Wolverine that was like 4'11". And yeah, I did agree with him. It's like, yeah. I like Hugh Jackman. Yeah, and we need a tall Wolverine. The idea of like a Danny DeVito, which would have been awesome, everybody, but we did not get one. Spoilers. We didn't get Danny DeVito coming out with Wolverine stuff. But
Speaking of Danny DeVito, it makes me think of Colin Farrell and the new Penguin show.
yes, the new
is
Penguin
coming
movie.
out. I am so excited. I don't know if I ever told you Batman is my favorite of all these superheroes, and I love all things Batman, so I'm super excited for that.
Are you especially glad that Batman got the star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week?
No way.
He's the only superhero who has a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame.
Oh, that's cool.
So, everybody, news.
Right? That's really cool.
It's pretty awesome that we actually have a fictional character that has a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He deserves
Batman.
it.
We got Stan Lee, we got Kevin Smith, we got everybody else that, is affiliated with comics and stuff like that. But we got Batman. Hopefully, eventually we get Superman. And who knows? Ewan McGregor actually just received his Hollywood Walk of Fame star as well. So kudos to him and his wife, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and his family too. And you can see that on YouTube, everybody. I'm not going to provide links. Just go search for it. Anyhow, along with the ideas of what's coming on with Pounds to Pixels podcast, and I already mentioned podcast, always go to podcastica.com. Check out all the links for all the different podcasts that are out there. Revisited podcast is currently doing, what is it? The Good Place?
Mm-hmm.
I listened to Kristen and Ben and their coverage for the intro on the way home or on the way back from Manchester, Connecticut, back to where I work in Danbury. And I listened to them and I had a great time listening to it. And I've yet to watch the episodes, but that is on my to-do list this weekend. I'm going to set aside, I'm scheduling myself out, everybody, and I'm going to try to send in feedback for the first episodes that they do. It's going to be dual, so keep in mind it's episodes 1 and 2 because it was a dual premiere. So if you have any feedback for them, please go to wilhelm.com and send your feedback there, or go to facebook.com/Wilhelm, or you could go to revisited.pod.com or revisited itself, and then or check that out, or the Revisited podcast on Facebook, and you'll find it. You'll see it. All the Wilhelm stuff will be there. Ben loves to throw all that stuff out there. So if you're interested in following along like I am, because I've never watched The Good Place.
It's so good. I watched the first 5 episodes.
So I'm looking forward to doing
to be
that.
ready.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do it episode by episode. I have to, because that's just who I am at times. Also, keep in mind with Pounds to Pixels podcast, we are continuing our stuff with the Umbrella Academy. Steve and I weren't able to do it this week for episode 3, but we're going to do episode 3 and 4 together. So once we do that, once he's finished with what he needs to get done, he and I are going to cover those, and we will put anything. So if there's any feedback, and this is where feedback comes into place. So Well, if you want to leave any feedback, all you have to do is go to our Facebook group, which would be facebook.com/pounds to pixels. I leave a lot of things right there for you, like an image and what episode we're going to cover, and just leave it in the feedback below. It's also coordinated with Instagram because it's the same place. So whatever you see on Facebook, you'll see on Instagram. Just leave them in the comments below for feedback when that comes out. You could send us a regular texted email at panelstopixels1@gmail.com. And that's, you can write out your thoughts and we'll read them. And that way we could comment on them and appreciate what you have to say. That's panels2pixels1@gmail.com. Panels is spelled out. 2 is spelled out TO. Pixels and the number 1@gmail.com. If you feel the need that you don't want to write anything and you want to record yourself, we have these all cool, nifty devices out there. All you have to do is record yourself and just save it and add it as an attachment. We'll play it. And it says if you're on the podcast itself. And we'll comment as you're actually talking. And it's awesome to play that stuff when it's live. And also, we could be found on YouTube. So the podcast is also played on YouTube podcasts, as well as regular YouTube feed. Static feed image is of the podcast, and you can watch it normally. A lot of people, I think we got like 60 some odd views for the last episode that came up, which
That's
was
awesome.
very odd. And I was like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And I thank you. With that, if you do utilize that, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified once it's happening, and leave a comment if need be. And those comments can be read as well when we're actually podcasting and talking about feedback. And it'd be greatly appreciated if you do so, just as well as if you have some sort of rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. 5 stars are always welcome, but I always tell people, tell the truth, say how you feel, and also comment in there too. If there's something you want us to change, how you feel. Honestly, I've had negative feedback before. I'm all right with it. I have Zen. But anyhow, just be honest with it. And I love the fact that we do get some sort of rating or review. And I thank you all for actually doing that, whether it be negative or positive. Everything is a positive, regardless of it being a negative, because I could work on that. And we all could work on that.
Yeah.
Including yourself. Not to be spiritual, everybody. Anywho. But with that, yeah, and I mentioned too, we said feedback and everything else, but if you wanted to be part of the podcast itself and you had an idea, and like I said, I stated it before, if you want to be on here, literally all you have to do is email me, panelstopixels1@gmail.com. All it's required is headphones, a microphone. We all have a webcam and Zoom capability. Or if anything, I could always host a link by the time we actually do StreamYard, and then we're able to communicate. But if you wanted to bring up a topic or show or episode or anything that you want to cover that is within reason, everybody, keep that in mind. I would love to do that. A movie is greatly appreciated because there's a lot of Marvel stuff out there. There's a lot of comic book stuff up there. There's like the 1970s Doctor Strange movie. Has anybody ever seen that movie?
I want to do the Penguin.
Oh, we will do Penguin eventually. Yeesh, lady, we're going to be doing Joker too. We got a lot of stuff.
Gosh, that's less than a month away.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm so happy. It's the best day ever. Batman gets his
Hollywood Hall of Fame
star.
star.
And we're less than a month away from the Joker.
So there you go. You got Lady Gaga, you got Joaquin Phoenix and Joker 2. We got other movies to really look forward to, like Craven, or Venom. There's a whole bunch of others, everybody. Anyhow, we'll be covering them as we go. Obviously, Agatha All Along, we're going to be covering that as well. So that is something set as well. So I might be doing 2 podcasts up until that point, or probably next week, or 3. Wow. Yeah, Umbrella Academy. So we'll be doing 2 again, everybody. Or if not, next week, 3. But 1, 2, 3. Anyhow, not to joke about that. Anywho, so what do we have coming up next week? Because I've kind of entertained way too many people with my stupid jokes.
That was so good. Next week, we are covering Snowpiercer Season 4, Episode 10, the appropriately titled series finale, The Last Stop.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up our coverage of Snowpiercer Season 4, Episode 9, everybody. I just want to thank everyone for listening. I'm Mark.
And I'm Batman.
Damn. You don't have your cowl on. I already know it's you, Becky. Jeez.
I've got the glasses on. You can't tell.
Oh, gosh, golly gee darn. All right. Anyhow, same podcast, different panel, different pixel. This was Panels and Pixels podcast, and we'll see you on the next panel. Good night, good day, good evening, or wherever you are. Bye-bye.
Bye.